This hill, which there appears to be a walkway or stairway up to, and a gate and so forth, is a joint army civilian forest. This is in my hostel. American, English, Swiss, French, Western, omelets, toast, etc. I'm always amazed when people fly 5,000 or 10,000 miles away from their home and they want to eat the same food that they eat at home. And we're off to Tangmo with a very pretty driver. Dressed to the nines, I might add. Okay, one of those things you hope doesn't happen, but does happen. You hope, because it makes things very confusing. I was taking the bus to Tangmo, I thought, and she stops the bus and says, "Get off here," and points to a man who's in a minivan. And apparently that's where I'm supposed to go, so now I'm in a minivan, apparently supposedly going to Tangmo, but I have no idea. I had no idea I was going to be dropped off and picked up by a little bus. Whether someone called ahead, whether she picked up, just saw somebody there and figured he'd know what to do or not, I don't know. The driver saw that I have circled on the lower right Tangmo, but I had an arrow going up to Chengkan, and so he asked me if I wanted to go there too. So I think the arrangement we have is that we're going to go to Tangmo first and then Chengkan, which is fine. I may be able to sneak in at Sjhangyi Ming Dynasty also. Now he turned left onto a little rural road that looks like it's probably been newly paved. So here we are, it says Tangmo, so this is the way we're going. We just passed a sign in English that had all three of those sites on it, so I assume this road goes all three places. Remember, I'm just winging this, and I'm not even winging it on my volition. It's being wung for me. Okay, my driver's stopping for me so I can show you that Tangmo goes to the left up here, but the other two go forward, so we'll come back. I have my own map off the internet, but this is the map for Tangmo Scenic Spot Tourist Map. Okay, we're entering into the grounds. Looks pretty right now. And I think we're at this point on the map in the far left-hand corner where you see I've drawn a vertical line. There's an arrow. So that would be right where we're looking right now. And it looks like the plan here, which has evolved for me, is that I'm at the first site. I go walk when I'm done here. I come out on the street to my right, thumb down something that'll take me to the next place, and I'll show them the name and she'll take me there, and I keep working my way there. Then I go back to the highway and figure out how to pick up that bus coming back to Tunxi. She's going to go dip the mop in the creek and then go up and do whatever cleaning is. This is the pagoda tree that's talked about. So the Huang Mei opera story of the Seventh Fairy was shot here. The tree, camphor tree of Lorraine, has a history of over 400 years. So this is the camphor or pagoda tree. It has all of these merit symbols that people buy and then leave on the tree. As a Buddhist, I think that's Buddhist, leaving merit is anyway. And this may be the Centipede Bridge. Why it's called that I don't know, unless it's because of those a couple little pointies that stick out. Notice again how they've supported the limb there. And this is the two Brothers Archway that we'll pass through. It's lovely to be here this early. Not only is it lovely, it's sunny, it's cool, there are no tourists. Well, this is called the Shadi Pavilion, built more than 400 years ago during the reign of Kangxi in the Qing dynasty. I wonder if that's Kangxi, the first emperor and major one. The purpose of delimitation, direction, and rest. Anyway, right here, oh, I see what this may be. That may be this area here that may be octagonal. As a waterway, I'm not sure, but there are two routes of water that flow down here. Or it could be what the map seems to be calling the two brothers Archway. I'm pretty much free to max out the day going to these three sites. Hope it'll look that way. This is an ancient post road paved with about 3,000 flagstones, also called the Cloud Road. There's some interesting colored ducks. Completely unabashed by my presence. One of the three unique ancient buildings in Huzhou, the archway was built in Sishu, a year during the reign of Emperor Kangxi, 420 years from earlier. And the purpose to commend the two, I think that's Sjhangyi brothers in Tangmo, for their becoming advanced scholars. Notice the roundness of those lower portions, and notice how they're very similar to what we see in houses that we've looked at as the supporting beams. I want to look at some of the detail up here on the top. Is that two birds, or don't know for sure. Certainly is a bird. That could be the phoenix. Those may symbolize clouds. There, another bird. The obligatory pair of lions. I think I'm wrong. This is the male on the right holding the sphere in his hands. Paw. Female, I was confused a bit by the fact that there's a sphere underneath her left paw, but I think that's her baby above that. In fact, that's her baby underneath both of her paws. Here's the bird symbol on the left, but here's a bridge on the right which looks to have something underneath it. Here's a close-up of a nicely preserved panel with those two birds in it. And I think those are the phoenix. Isn't this pretty? This elevated area here, I don't think it's a dam, but it may well have been in the past, but I don't think so. I think it's just a falls, but it's also serving the function of siphoning off water into this system that we've seen a few minutes ago.